like to welcome you into the experience of live hip hop music versus digital listening. On the 9th of May, we hosted the Jam High event, an electrifying night of live hip hop performances by talented artists and DJs. This event was filmed and offers a unique opportunity to explore how live music compares to digital listening. My research focuses on understanding the cultural and social dynamics of live hip hop performances and how they differ from listening to music through digital platforms like Spotify or YouTube. One of the key differences between live music and digital music is the setup, the pre-production. Here you can see us setting up the equipment for the event. And now we get on to the performances. So as you can see, that's me performing there. But you can see that there is a live audience there also interacting with the track itself, which influences how the performer interacts with the crowd and the energy and the output that they put into the music itself. Here we have the artist Eze performing and getting the crowd involved with the song, using the technique of call and response. Here he says his lines and the audience say it back to him, which generates excitement and hype within the crowd. Live music events like Jam High are not just about the auditory experience, they encompass a rich tapestry of cultural and social elements that contribute to the overall impact. Hip-hop culture is deeply rooted in community, expression and interaction, and these all come alive during these settings. The collective energy and the spontaneous dance moves and the shared excitement creates an atmosphere that digital platforms cannot replicate. In these performances, you can see that the audience is reacting to the artist's energy. One of the highlights of the evening was witnessing the audience's engagement with the music. At several points during the performance, the crowd became so excited and hyper that we had to reload the track from the beginning. A practice known in hip-hop culture as a wheel-up. This enthusiastic response is a testament to the power of live music in creating an interactive and immersive experience. The artist feeds the crowd with energy, and the crowd return that energy in response, creating an infinite loop of energy that is transferred between the artist and the audience itself, as they hype each other up, which creates more energy and excitement within the experience. An example of this is this moment right here, where I tell the audience to bounce. Here we get the crowd dancing and interacting with each other. When we analyze this, we can see that hip-hop has different elements within the culture. The style of dress and clothing that each artist and performer wears, it represents their character and their persona that they want to convey to the audience. The dance moves as well is heavily impacted by the culture. Hip-hop culture creates trends in fashion, in style, in music, and sound, and the minds of the people, the youth. Hip-hop is the voice of the next generation, a way of expressing ourselves and our feelings. Some people feel as though the live performance is more organic and raw, as it gives you first-person insight to the artists themselves and their delivery and their ability to convey energy and emotion through their music. The experience of the setup, the live speakers, this venue in particular was suited for music production. It is used often for music performances, and they have a brilliant sound system which allows you to feel each instrument and the bass and each aspect within the music itself and the instrumental composition and production, which greatly enhances the experience of the performance live. Now we proceed to ask some questions to members of the audience as well as some performers and see just how they experienced the event and how they would compare it to listening to digital music at home.
My experience of attending a live performance was very interactive. I feel like it was better than listening to music on Spotify or just online.
Um, I enjoyed the performance. I got to meet new people. I get to see different types of singers. I got to enjoy the environment as well and different type of music, and the vibe as well was very nice. It made me feel fine. I enjoyed when you listen to the music at home. You're listening just you and the music.
Mm.
But when you're in public, you realize that there's more people around you also know the music and enjoy the music. So it's more like instead of 1 to 1, it's more like 100 to everybody altogether.
Yeah.
It's fun.
I feel like emotionally when I'm at a live concert or a live performance, the emotional impact is greater because it's more interactive and you can just see the person's stage presence and stuff.
I just felt more energetic.
Okay.
When in live performance, you feel more energetic as you're closer to the actor, I mean, to the singer and the people that's also vibing with you. So it kind of makes you more energetic other than just staying alone in your room with headphones on.
I think interaction between the artist and the audience makes the concert better, and I feel like it builds like a sense of community with you and the other audience
It
members.
was alright. The the singers they were very intuitive with the audience. They
Mm.
were motivating us, and then there was a part that even Easy was saying, when I say something, you guys complete. When I say something, yeah, and that's more like communicating and making a better connection with the audience. I realized that everybody was pretty much in sync, in synchrony, because we were pretty much listening to the same uh, singer and enjoying it at the same time. Say it's a good experience.
Yeah.
It's something that you only experience when you're there in person.
I think the sound quality was better at the live performance than you would get on Spotify or any online platform, and the atmosphere was nice. It was better than just listening to it on my phone.
And when you listen to a home, the music is already edited and mixed, so it's already like the final product. But when you're in there in the performance in live view, you don't hear. I mean, you hear, but you hear the singer's original voice. You don't hear the mixation. So there is a difference. You feel more human when you're in there in person, other than listening to the phone when the voice is more edited. It was very comfortable. Everybody there seems very friendly. It was positive vibes. Everything was chill. I got to see new potential artists that could potentially come out soon, and I could also build connections.
Personally, I prefer listening to music on my phone because I've not really been to live performances before. So I think I prefer that because I've not really been to performances that much.
I would prefer the in person because you can see the singer and you can see his body language better when you see in person. But also when you listen to the phone, you can hear the final product and how he intended the music to be in the end. So there is positive sides on both.
A hip hop event is like a immersive experience, and the social and cultural context are really important, especially social because you're around people and the artist will be like hyping you up to dance and stuff. So you'll be dancing with people and just vibing.
I believe the hip hop music has a very huge influence because I believe that the music can influence your state of spirit. For example, people that listens to drill music, they are more tempted into committing the same actions that are reported in the music. And people that are feeling sad, they normally like to listen to sad music because that's how they feel. So I believe that music kind of affects your state of spirit.
in my opinion, I don't think digital platforms can replicate the idea of like a live performance, because it's just completely different. It's a completely different vibe to being in a venue and listening to the music.
Normally, because one thing is seeing it or hearing it through a screen, to a screen, and the other thing is being there in person. It's like seeing a country through your phone, googling it, seeing the pictures, and actually being there. It's a different experience.
I think in the future we will veer more towards listening to music online because of stuff like COVID. That's had like a big impact on how people will access different types of music.
I believe that with the advance of technology, it might become easier to develop music, to create, to mix and edit music as well. So I believe that the advance of technology is going to become easier, but at the same time, as we are now, we already had a huge technology advanced. So it's not going to be as much big difference as it was from, for example, the 80s to now, but there's still going to be a bit of advanced work to do. I believe that the trend they might change because the trend always changed. For example, in 2017, people used to hear a lot of "Now Watch Me Wave," "Now Watch Me Net," but that's like old now. It's no longer a trend. So I believe that what's popping now is gonna be different from what's gonna be popping in the future as well.
I think the main difference isn't the preparation in mind. Digitally, like there's less connection involved with somebody else. It's most like you just sat down doing something. But then when you get live, it's definitely different because you're thinking about that people are going to be listening to it, and they're going to be there in that environment. So it's like you have to cater it to the environment and make sure the energy's popping off the right way. Because I mean, I could sit and make something that's more like down tempo at home, where it's like it's not in front of the audience necessarily, and they just listen to the earphones. But then if it's in the audience, needs something that has a bit more energy to it, something they can catch on to a bit better. You just kind of have to think a bit differently about how you make the music. So in terms of how the audience influenced me is I can gauge how they're feeling off it and also bounce back. It makes me feel good when they feel good as well. So it's like me trying to keep up that the energy of it and then receiving it back. It just sort of it multiplies on itself and it comes back, bounces back on itself type thing. It could be a bit scary at first, but I think if like the planning is done right, and then also you can see that the engagement from the audience is there, then there's not really too much like that's a problem, you know. It sort of just like works itself out. It's like I can actually see how they react to it. Like I can see where the excitement points are and where the listening points are. You can usually see the experience happening, which is a lot better. I think depending on the system, for one, it could sound better. It could sound better because it's in a louder system. And it's like it's the sound is like everywhere. It's loud. That makes a big difference. Like it makes people catch on a lot better. It's like if you're listening to your earphones, you're more likely to like just like listen to something and say, okay, that's a track. And then when you have the bass on and then everything's really like coming out the speakers on you, then it makes a whole difference. You have to think about the fact that people are going to be there to be uplifted, have a nice sort of vibe. So I mean, I couldn't really come with something that sounded more ambient and slow. It has to be something that's a bit more upbeat or like has some type of like excitement factor to it. I prefer doing live performances and creating for live performances just because I think the connection by that somebody else listening to it is right there. It's the reward is like right there for the work of trying to make it sound right. It's more of an experience of your music that you get to actually tangibly see and be a part of and control a lot better. So it brings more aspects to think about that can make you feel a lot better about what you do if you do it correctly.
The Jam High event showcased the unique energy of live hip hop, highlighting its dynamic and interactive nature. Our interviews reveal a preference for live performances, where each show is a unique experience, engaging the audience's whole body through amplified sound, haptic feedback, and visual interaction. Live performances also incorporate theatrical elements to entertain and engage the crowd. However, digital music offers significant advantages, providing global accessibility and the ability to archive and preserve music for future generations. While digital recordings remain static, live performances adapt in real time to the audience's energy. Hip hop continues to shape trends in language and communication, whether experienced live or digitally. The sense of community at live shows creates an unparalleled experience that digital platforms can't fully replicate. The shared passion for hip hop makes live events an irreplaceable part of the music experience. Thank you for joining us in this journey through the Jam High event. We hope this documentary has provided you with valuable insights into the world of live hip hop music and its distinct advantages over digital listening. Stay tuned for more events, more music, more celebrations of hip hop culture. Until next time, keep the music alive and stay connected to the beats that move you.
3, 2, 1,
Jam High Event!